Well, yesterday was a very active day all across the eastern seaboard as a massive line of storms plowed across the eastern seaboard, bringing a lot of very dangerous weather to millions of people across the eastern seaboard. And I actually had to fly home in this last night. It was a very rough flight, to say the least. I'm happy to report that everybody made it back home safe and sound. But because of all these storms, I was able to get an incredible video of the lightning lighting up the cumulonimbus clouds as the storm approached the coastline. So while it was a very rough flight, at least I was able to get a good light show out of it, to say the least. Thankfully, nothing like this is forecasted to happen over the next several days. And speaking of the next several days, here's what to expect as far as the forecast goes. Tomorrow, an absolutely beautiful day with probably mostly sunny skies all day long. It will be very hot, to say the least. Temperatures still topping out in the low to mid 90s, with heat index values probably reaching close to the upper 90s or potentially even the triple digits as well. Heading into your Thursday and Friday, that's when our next trough of low pressure will be coming, and this will bring us our next chance for some scattered showers and even some thunderstorms as well. Thankfully, on top of all of this, there is nothing to worry about in the tropics. High pressure reigning supreme as we head into the day tomorrow, bringing a lot of sunshine to our area, but forcing that air to sink. And as you go lower in the atmosphere, it gets warmer. So what does that mean? It's going to be pretty hot, to say the least. Temperatures starting out in the upper 70s to around 80 for the first half of your day, warming up into the mid 80s as we head towards your lunch hour, eventually topping out in the upper 80s to around 90. As you're heading home from work or from school, temperatures slowly falling back into the mid 80s as that sun heads below the horizon. Heat index values in the mid to upper 90s. Overnight tomorrow night, a very mild night, to say the least. Mid 70s across the PD and on the border belt, upper 70s right along the immediate coastline under partly cloudy skies. So like I just said, a very mild night, to say the least. For your Thursday and Friday, our next trough of low pressure will be impacting us, bringing our next chance for some scattered showers and even some thunderstorms as well. Not a washout by any means, but it will bring our next chance for some scattered showers and maybe even a rumble of thunder as well. And on top of that, there is a very small risk for severe weather in our area. I almost didn't even want to mention it, but considering there is that very small risk there, or threat there, I did want to let you all know our only threat as of right now is going to be a few isolated damaging wind gusts. The tornado threat is practically non-existent, and it's the exact same way for hail. But just know that whatever does come through will be capable of producing a few isolated damaging wind gusts, but I really do not think that severe weather will be a threat with this next upcoming system. As far as your high temperatures go for your Thursday afternoon, really low to mid 90s everywhere you look under partly cloudy skies with a few afternoon storms, to say the least. Heat index values anywhere from 104 to 106 degrees. Like I said before, there is nothing to worry about in the tropics. The National Hurricane Center is not investigating any sort of invest tropical storm or hurricane at all. However, I am monitoring all these tropical waves that are now in the Atlantic Basin or the main development region for development over the next several weeks. And the reason for that is because as we head over the next several months, this is going to be the most active time period of the hurricane season. Studies show from 1991 up till now that the majority of tropical storms, hurricanes, and major hurricanes all form, or the majority of them form, over the next several months. And that is why that over the next several months, we really need to keep our eye on the tropics. It may not have been very active over the last several months, but that's very common for this time of year. Heading over the next several months, this is when we're going to have to keep our eye on the tropics most closely as we head over the next several months. And the next name that we will be using to name a tropical storm or a hurricane will be Emily. Here's a look at your extended 10-day forecast for our coastline. First off, a very nice day, to say the least, heading into the day tomorrow. Our next best chance of rain will come on Thursday and Friday. Otherwise, we're looking at probably sunny skies every single day, only very small rain chances. Temperatures topping out in the low 90s every single day. Overnight lows in the 70s. Here's a look at that forecast inland. Very similar. Temperatures still topping out in the low to mid 90s. Overnight lows falling into the 70s.